Hey guys, Magical Aaron here. I'm going to show you a trick that involves two coins. You show off the two coins, okay? Nickel and a penny. This trick is originally done with $half and a copper coin, but I somehow misplaced all my $half and copper coins that go with them, so I'm using a nickel and a penny. And what I'm going to do is place both of them into that hand. You get both of them, and what's going to happen is you're going to place one in one hand and one in the other. Okay? And both hands go behind your back while you do this. Once you're done, you bring both hands out in a fist like this. And I'm going to assume that this is your hand right here. And you have one in each hand. And I say I'm going to take and remove one of the coins from your hand. And what happened? How did I get the penny? Didn't you have the penny? You open your hands and you have a nickel and a dime. Huh. I bet you're wondering how that works. Well, here we go. What you're going to do, I like to use the bigger coins since I have bigger hands, but for those of you who have small hands, these 3 coins might be the best ones to use. Yes, there are 3 coins only in play the whole entire time. One of them is not in play until the end, well, until the middle / end. You'll get it in just a second. But what you're going to do is you're going to palm, if you're, let me think for a second. Okay, if you're left-handed, you're going to palm, you can do it in either hand, honestly, but I'm sure you're slightly more comfortable using your right hand if you're right-handed, left hand if you're left-handed, obviously. I'm more comfortable using my right hand, but I'm going to do my left hand just because you're going to palm that right there. This is the dime. See? The dime. You're going to palm the dime. If you're left-handed in your left hand, if you're right-handed, you're going to palm in your right hand. And you're going to show the other two. And whichever one has the palmed coin, you're going to hold the copper coin in. So I have right there. Now if you're right-handed, you're going to palm this in that hand. You're going to hold it over here like that. Yeah, that's why I switched it earlier. Just realized I had to switch it. And what you're going to do let me just, because it's confusing me, so I'm going to do it this way here. What you're going to do is you're going to, so now I have the palm coin over here. What you're going to do is you're going to actually toss the palmed coin into your other hand while you pull this one back. So I do that. So now I have both coins over there. I have both silver coins over there, and I hand them both to you. And I try to hand them to you so that the bigger coin is in front. I place them into your hand, and I close your hand around them like that. Then I'd say put both hands behind your back. And then I tell you put one coin in one hand and one coin in the other. Now before you do all this, as you're starting out over here, what you're going to do is you're going to point out, do you remember that one coin was slightly smaller than the other? And to emphasize this, you can even hold back the smaller coin. I'm not really holding it back that far. Maybe about like an inch, maybe 2 inches, something like that. And it'll even look smaller. So if you have 2 coins that are pretty much the same size, it'll look smaller. But you're gonna do that. That way, when you do the switch, you hand it to them, and then tell them put one in one hand, one in the other. When they feel that one coin is slightly smaller, they'll understand from what you said earlier. So they'll be like this, and you're gonna say, "I bet I can guess which coin is in one hand." Now, you may be right, you may be wrong. It's a 50-50 chance of whether you're wrong or right. And whichever hand you guess, you say, "I bet I can guess at the copper coin," because they still believe they have the copper coin. You say, let's say it's you think it's in that hand, and they say yes. Or even if they guess this hand and they say no, you go to the other hand where it should be, and you just do one of these. I just grabbed the copper coin, and released the silver coin for now, so you can see what's going on. And you just do one of those, and you take it out of their hand, whichever one has the supposed copper coin. And then you tell them to turn their hands over, because they can still feel a coin in their hand. And you tell them to open up their hand, and they'll show you that they have a silver coin, and they'll be like, "What just happened?" And that's called, the name of the trick is actually called Scotch and soda. There's a gimmicked version of this, but, and yeah, it's probably slightly better. But with this one, you can let everyone check out all 3 coins. Whereas the other one, pretty much you can, but there might be some discrepancies. So, such as the other one has what's called a shell and insert. Where if you insert unless you insert it perfectly, the heads and tails might not match up with each other. Because when you look at a coin, sorry about the noise behind me, there's cars behind me. When you look at a coin, the tails will be upside down to the heads. I have this flipped the wrong way here. So when you see, if I flip it around this way, sorry, here we go. Let's do this. Crepes. Okay. Trying to get it right now. There we go. So tails. Man. Well, you get the idea. When you'll look at a coin, you'll see when you flip it around from one side to the other. Why did that work so well and the other way didn't? You flip it from one side to the other. You'll see that heads is upside down to tails. I'm literally just flipping it around that way, but anyway. That's the gimmick. That would have been the gimmicked version. That maybe someone would have noticed. If someone like really looks at it, they'll notice that. So I like to use the non-gimmicked version and use the switch. That way you use all 3 real coins. I hope you all enjoyed that, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.